my colleague friends? Welcome to the video. Thank you for clicking on the link or unmuting it, whatever platform you're on. I appreciate it as always. So today I've got a fun little Dosa Spada kind of calibration drill that I put together. I was in here working and I decided I want to go do some Kali for a little while on my break. Take a little bit of break and just swing the swords around a little bit. And so figure I'd put this up here. This is something I was working on. What this calibration, there's several things that I'm working on with this calibration drill, should you decide that you would like to do this as well. So what I really wanted to do was work on some things that I see in Paul's videos, specifically a thrusting form that Paul teaches in his Kali Center videos. This thrusting form can be found in on KaliCenter.training in the Continuum pack under the Dosa Spada section. You can You can find it in the 12 areas of Kali pack, I believe is what that's called, under the Dosa Spada section, or you can find it on their new Swoltech platform if you're part of that, under the Dosa Spada section. I believe it's in all three of those spots. It's he may even have this form on his YouTube. I haven't seen it on there, but this is kind of one of the forms that I would recommend to anybody that's learning Kali, especially if you're learning Kali from Kali Center. This thrusting form teaches you a lot of really good stuff. So I'm going to show that just really quick in just a minute. But then the other things that I wanted to work on, not just that form, I wanted to work on some of the stuff that, some of the combative stuff that John has been teaching me when I go and train with him up in Seattle. So one of the things that he has told me is that you want to try to mix together more advanced type of footwork. So that would be like bridging using the circle would be kind of like an example of that, with a little bit more basic type of footwork. So using like your standard angles, like your 45 or your 90-degree angle to get your dominant angle on your opponent, as far as like with the footwork and how you mix it together. Because he said sometimes if advanced techniques aren't working on somebody, sometimes if you mix that with a little bit more basic techniques, that works. Or vice versa. If you're doing some basic stuff, if you mix in a little bit of advanced stuff with it, it throws people off, and a lot of times you can get your hits. So I was working on really both of those things. So that's kind of what drove this calibration exercise. And then with this, since this is Dosa Spada, I'm also working on adjusting time, utilizing the second weapon. As far as like the way that I'm striking it with how I'm using my footwork and things like that. Just wanted to explain to you like what the purpose of this specific calibration exercise is, what I was really working on, so that you guys can know if you do this exact thing, or maybe you can put together your own. That's why I put this up here, you guys. It's just me working on my art. Hopefully it inspires somebody else. But with that, I'm gonna stop flapping my lips at you and let's get to it. First, let me show you the footwork. All right, so this is the map that we're going to be using today. We're going to be, like I said, utilizing the circle, but we're just going to be using this half of the circle, and then we're going to be utilizing the 90-degree angle out over there in just a minute, okay? I highly recommend drawing this out when you work on things like footwork and calibration and things like that, so that you know, it really helps to ingrain it in your mind, and it gives you pictures to kind of think about. Like you see the mental image of these maps when you draw it out like this. So, and just to show you, let me see, let's do this. So you can see kind of how I do this. It's just the rattans, right? It's the length of the rattan. I just trace them on there, and then I freehand that. Part of that circle is how I get that circle on there. So just so that you guys know what the measurements are, the rattan is one pace of your segment, or is it one segment of it's one segment of your pace. That's how it goes. So you've got one rattan is a segment, two rattans is your second segment, which is your full pace. So anyway, just wanted to show that real quick. Get those out of here. Okay, so we're starting in bladed position. And then with our back foot here, we're going to be stepping on the circle. So we're using the circle for our bridging this for the first part of this. Then with our right foot, we're going to step on the diamond, on the corner of the diamond here. Then with our left foot, and you'll notice my feet are not actually crossed. They're on their own plane. That's important. So on that, with this left foot, I'm going to circle this all the way around and step up forward triangle with it, okay? Then my right foot comes up to meet, and then my left foot is going to step out on that 90-degree line. Right foot comes up, and then I step up 0 degrees into my opponent, and that's it. Then you want to come, because we're doing dosa spata, and do it on the other side. So left lead this time. Right foot is going to step on the circle. Left foot steps on the diamond. Right foot comes around and steps up forward triangle. Feet come together. Right foot steps out on 90. Feet come together, step up 0 degrees, boom, like that. And feet come together at the end. That's important because there's going to be strikes when those feet come together. So I'm just going to do both sides again one more time. So it's circle, diamond, forward triangle, feet come together, 90, feet come together, 0, feet come together. Other side, left lead. So we've got stepping on the circle, stepping on the diamond, forward triangle, feet come together, step 90, feet come together, step up 0, feet come together, like that. Then just to do it really quick with you guys watching me, it's circle, diamond, forward triangle, feet together, 90, feet together, 0, feet together. We'll come back up to the apex and left lead now. Circle, diamond, forward triangle, feet together, 90, feet together, 0, feet together. Boom, like that. All right, now for the hands. Now what are we doing with the weapons? Okay, so like I said at the beginning of the video, this is a thrusting form taught by Kali. This is actually the Corto thrusting form. I'm just going to demonstrate this really fast. This is not an instructional video on this form. If you don't know this form and you would like to learn it, please go see those videos that I mentioned in the beginning of this video, okay? So the form, just really quick, is you're starting in the reverse guard, and you do a jab, center line thrust, backhand vertical, forehand thrust, backhand broken thrust, cruzada, fatal thrust, and then you repeat on the other side. Boom. And when you repeat it, you should switch your feet. I didn't do that the first time. Boom. That is the form that we're going to be putting to this footwork. So let's calibrate this real quick. Once again, if you don't know that form, you should go learn it to where you can get to where you're doing it really without thinking, boom, where you've got it down before you really start trying to put it together with footwork, all right? But once you got it, you should try stuff like this out. So we're going to start in bladed position, starting in the ready position. This is our reverse chamber with our right hand in the number, 7 position. And so we're going to, when we step on our circle, is when we're doing our jab. When we step on the diamond is when we are doing the thrust, okay? So let me do that again. So it's jab, thrust, and your right hand should come down to chamber at the same time as your, left hand comes to chamber at the same time your right hand makes contact with the opponent. And then we're gonna come around forward triangle with our vertical, with our backhand vertical. When the feet come together is when we do our forehand thrust with the left hand. And when we step out on the 90 is when we're doing the broken backhand thrust and flipping this to our number 4 position. So we are in the closed guard position here. And we're going to step up 0 degrees actually with our cruzada. And when the feet come together, we're doing our fatal thrust. Now we reset by putting the right foot, back, and we should be in the guard position on the left side of our body, okay? Once again, we're repeating it now just on the opposite side. So when we step on the circle is when our jab lands. When we step on the diamond is when our jab comes to chamber and our left hand now makes contact with that center line thrust. And you should come to chamber when your right foot comes up, right? When your back foot comes up. Stepping in, up forward triangle with our backhand vertical strike with the left hand this time. Feet come together with our forehand thrust with the right hand. Step 90 with the broken backhand thrust. Flip it so we are now in the closed guard position. Stepping up with our left foot up 0 degrees. Cruzada lands. When the foot lands, and then when our back foot lands is when our fatal thrust lands. Boom. And we would step back into the right lead position. Let me come back over here so I can stay in frame. So going through this again, on the circle is when you jab, on the diamond is when you thrust. Forward triangle is backhand vertical. Feet come together with your forehand thrust. Step out on 90 with the backhand broken thrust. Come to the closed position when your feet come together. When your right foot lands is when your cruzada lands. When your left foot lands is when your fatal thrust lands. Boom. That's the timing. And then you reset to the left side as your right foot draws back. Now the left side. Circle, jab, diamond, center line thrust. Forward triangle, backhand vertical. Feet come together with your forehand thrust. 90 with the backhand thrust, broken thrust, finishing in the cruzada, the closed guard position. When your left foot comes up, step up 0 with your cruzada. When the feet come together is when your fatal thrust lands. And then you would reset in the right lead position. Let me just demonstrate this a couple of times, maybe face a couple of directions for you with it. And let's face this direction. Face this direction. Wait, did I do this direction? All right, we'll go this direction, we'll be done. And that's it. That's the full drill for you guys. Hopefully that all makes sense to you. Like I said, if you don't know that drill, go to colliecenter.training or to colliecenter.com and go to their Swoltech classes. It's in the Dos Espada sections of their packs on those with Collie Center. Paul does a really good job of breaking that form down. I highly recommend it if you don't know that form. If any of you guys happen to be in the Long Beach, Washington area, I do teach Collie classes. We are having a seminar out here. John Thompson, the Seattle Collie Center chapter leader, is going to be coming down and teaching a 2-day seminar, August 17th and 18th. If you happen to be interested in that, let me know, or you can email John and let him know, and we'll reserve your spot. If you are in the Long Beach, Washington area and you just want to come learn some Kali, I do teach free community lessons out here at the Long Beach Grange on Sand Ridge from 7 p.m. to 8:30 p.m. on Tuesdays, or Saturday mornings from 11 a.m. Sorry, from 10. What time is that? 10 a.m. to 11:30 a.m. on Saturday mornings at the Long Beach Elementary School in the outdoor covered basketball court. That's a mouthful, man, I'm telling you. Anyway, thanks for watching all the way to the end. You guys are awesome. God bless. Deuces.